Hi, my name is Cole Schneider, and I'm a future English teacher. I often get asked why I want to be an English teacher and why I want to teach at all. And I always had a good relationship with all of my teachers throughout my educational career, and I think it's important to have good relationships with your teachers. My teachers, I was always lucky enough to have them foster my individuality and my creativity in the classroom, which aided in me becoming who I am today. And I think it's really important that each student has their own voice and identity in and out of the classroom. They should all have equal and equitable opportunities to succeed. And this includes placing an emphasis on fostering the language of our students and language learning in order for them to reach their potential that they must reach in and out of the classroom. And unfortunately, this is something that we don't see a lot considering our society has created a linguistic hierarchy, placing academic white mainstream English at the top. And in doing that, we restrict academic accessibility for many students, uh, effectively diminishes and shuts down any other dialect and language in a form of linguistic racism, leading students to have to conform their language and who they are in order to even make an attempt to succeed in their educational endeavors, and it leads them to not be confident in their language abilities, and it stifles their abilities to learn and their education as well as who they are as a person. And this is extremely important for our classrooms because they're just getting more and more diverse. We have many L students, English language learners, and it's important that they feel comfortable in their language learning abilities as they're moving forward and as they find the language that works for them and how they speak. And even people who English is their first language, um, we have people like Black American students who maybe grew up in their home speaking African American vernacular English, also known as Ebonics or Black English. And when they enter the classroom, they're consistently told that their language is wrong, it's not proper, and this effectively shuts them down in the classroom. They're not going to want to try. Same with Latinx students. And when they come in, even if they are trying harder to conform their language, they're often met with this, oh, this isn't your language. Where did you get this from? This couldn't have come from you, because we all have these preconceived notions of what our students' abilities are or should be based on who they are and where they come from. And it's important that we judge our students based on what they produce and not based on what we see in them or what we think we see in them. And it also goes beyond uh, ethnicities. When you have students with disabilities or students who are deaf or hearing impaired, their use of sign language is often stifled. Many hearing parents do not want their students, their children rather, to be deaf. They don't want them to struggle in a world that they have always perceived as hearing, and they don't want them to come across any difficulty. So they conform their language without even having a second thought of it. And instead, if we fostered every student's language and gave them the ability to strengthen their own language and grow, then that would lead them to the best abilities that they have to learn and to move forward in this world and become more educated and obtain more knowledge.